Welcome to Bourbon and Badges, the podcast, season 6, episode 25, post-election podcast, gentlemen.
Boom, baby.
Bam! The Trumpster has returned, and here we are. We'll talk a little bit about that, but of course, we got our usual rounds of crimes, bad guys, good guys, guns, and violence.
And some pretty damn funny stuff, too.
And some funny stuff, too. And, of course, we have bourbon. So,
of course.
How's everybody doing?
Great,
Hey,
man.
I tell you something funny. There's some Democrats that have a vacation home across from me, and I called. I ain't gonna mention names because they're. I don't know if they'll be mentioning names.
Too late
here.
now.
Anyway, yeah.
The ones across from me. I'm not gonna say who that is. There's one fucking house over there.
There's one house across the street. Not going to say who it is.
The husband's Republican, the wife's Democrat, and the husband supposed to come up this past Tuesday. He hadn't showed up yet, so I text her and say, "Hey, where's your husband?" He says, well, "I'm not sure when he's coming up." And I said, "I know he's going to take the train when he comes." She goes, "The train?" I said, "Yeah, the Trump train."
Oh, that was a low blow.
A good one, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess the election went the way all the four of us wanted, didn't I guess?
Yeah.
And the way majority of the Americans.
Well, yeah, not just us, majority Americans, because for once, Republicans, since I think it's been a while since Reagan, I think, won the
1984.
popular and the electoral college and won both votes. So,
Yep.
you know how they
What was
bitch
the
about
final? I haven't heard the final actual total.
75 million to 71.
Yeah.
What was the
300 and
312 to 226.
26, yeah.
And he won 31 states to her 20, whatever that is, 29 or whatever.
And
yeah, something like that.
all 7 swing states as well.
All 7 swing states.
Well, gentlemen, that deserves a toast. What are we drinking?
Well, it's going to take me a minute to talk about mine.
Hey, well, give me just a second before you do that. I'm freezing up a little bit here.
Okay.
Just to remind everybody, I'm on the Starlink, so if I freeze up, go out, I'll come back in. You guys just carry on and do the great job you always do.
Slow's doing Elon Starlink still. So, okay, that's H&H for Hound Dog. Nice. What you got, Dobby Dog?
Old Faithful.
Oh, Buffalo Trace. Mm-hmm. I'm holding up a Woodford Reserve. And Slow, what do you
hold back up. Is that the Christmas one, or what is that one? Oh, no, okay. That's the
Kentucky Derby.
The special one they put for Kentucky Derby every year.
Yep,
all right.
Yep.
Heaven
Hills.
Hills.
Slow?
Heaven Hills, bottled and bond.
Heaven Hills.
Nice.
Okay.
Good 100 proof whiskey.
Oh, yes, excellent, man. This is really nice pour.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, let me a little toast. Hopefully, a good 4 years.
Yeah.
Trump turned some things around here. Enough with this woke ass crazy shit, and maybe we can start going again.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah. I want to tell a little bit about my. I want to tell a little bit about mine. To my knowledge, we've never had Ancient Age on the podcast.
Yeah.
You sure Buck never brought that on?
I don't think he did. He brought the Old Granddad and Kentucky Gentleman and
Old Crow. Old Crow turned out to be pretty good.
Old Crow, yeah. Old Crow is what he brought. But Ancient Age is a sour mash bourbon whiskey. So it's sour mash like Jack Daniels is. It's Buffalo Trace product, which is pretty cool.
I didn't realize that.
Nice.
Yeah. And it's 80 proof. The mash bill is 51% corn, 12 to 15% rye. And whatever's left out of the 12 or 15% is malted barley. And what's pretty cool about it is this has been in production since 1869. So 155 years this has been in production.
And still going strong.
A fifth of it, this is a pint, and a fifth of it runs about $17 a fifth. This pint.
That is Buck's wheelhouse.
Yeah, this pint that I got.
His upper wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Was
no higher than 17.
No, that's payday weekend there. That's payday weekend. He gets that.
Yeah, that's an off-duty job. He worked an off-duty job. He's got some extra money.
That's right. But this pint that I got was a whopping $5.83.
Wow. He might have bought two.
So don't bring it back.
You can't beat it, man.
Just a reminder, Buck's one of the founding members of the podcast. We lost our brother in a motorcycle accident. And
yeah.
What's it been, 2 years now?
Yeah, 20.
Yeah, so-
was it 21?
And I tell you,
21 or
he,
22?
21.
yeah, founder.
Yeah,
he
years.
was notorious for being, and the guy made great money. Worked Charlotte Mech PD, retired from Charlotte Mech PD, and he always wore $5 headsets, and he always bought bottom shelf liquor.
And he went back to work at Belmont Abbey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
Oh,
still.
yeah.
He went back to work, so he had plenty of money. Yeah. So yeah, but
And he's
he
always
was,
a cheap ass bring his stuff. But that's pretty damn tasty. If you ever never had it or tried it, it's well worth the $5.83 it is.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
pint.
What's the proof on? Is it 100?
80 proof.
80 proof. Okay.
Yeah, and also there's also an ancient age.
Yes. Oh,
Ancient.
yeah. Yeah, this ancient age is aged at least 36 months. And all this information, except for the mash bill, is on the label itself. You can just read the label and see whatever.
Well, that's
all it
funny.
says.
So it counts it like in baby's terms. They don't say he's 2 years old. He's 24 months.
Yeah. This is a little bit over 36
We're not talking
months.
dog years, right? For
Yeah.
every 3, we timed it by 7. We're not gonna do anything.
Well, this Heaven Hill, the mash bill is 100% whiskey. You like the way I broke that down?
Yeah,
like
100%
that.
whiskey. So there's
Buffalo
there's
Trace is just Buffalo Trace.
yeah, enough said. And Woodford's Woodford. But what do you mean 100% whiskey? What does that mean?
That's a joke. I don't know the mash bill.
Oh, I got you. I got you. I
Yeah,
thought there was
it's
something
a
special
bourbon.
out there. to
Now,
know.
now he's a comedian.
Well, evidently not a good one because none of y'all got that joke.
You didn't
You
hit the
got to
rim
explain
shot
your
button.
joke. It's not a good
Oh,
one.
I got it. It just wasn't funny.
Yeah, you didn't hit your button. You know, rib
Yeah.
shot.
I need to pull that up. I'm glad you mentioned that.
But cool. All right. That's what
Well, this is for all y'all that didn't get my joke.
There you go.
Oh, no. Wait a minute. That was the Democrats. I'm sorry.
Is that's the truth?
that was for
Oh,
you,
goodness
Rainbow.
gracious.
But I tell you, go ahead and say it. That's I can't think of the word I'm looking for. We always have a pre-podcast meeting. I'm on the guys. Let's talk about this. Like, guys, come on, let's dial back the political stuff. And here I am doing all that crap.
Well, I mean, you have to
I'm just
talk
glad
about
you put
political
down the
stuff when we
sign
just
on
had a
your
damn election.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
just
it's
have to.
All right, man. Yeah.
Pretty
So
historic. Pretty historic. And since we're already on it, we do know that I mentioned you guys they tried to put a hit on our boy already. The Iranians tried to kill him.
Yeah, they publicized that, a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, there was a plot to kill him. 3 Iranian dudes were set out to kill him. 2 of them they caught in New York, and 1 they got in Iran is still on the loose. But yeah, the idea is they're gonna have to keep him safe till the election. Because I'm talking about they remember a while back they said they thought some shoulder-mounted missiles were smuggled into the country. Did you guys hear any of that report?
I vaguely remember something about that.
Yeah,
I missed
'cause they
that
were worried-
completely.
They were worried about him flying, even to different venues for his rallies.
Yeah.
And now we get word with this, but yeah, they're not too happy because, of course, you know what. And the reason they're not happy is because he killed General Soleimani. I don't know if you guys remember that back a couple years ago, maybe 6 years ago when Trump was in office. He drone struck that guy, got off his plane, tracked him to his limo, and just obliterated him right there in the intersection. And that guy was responsible for all the terror in in Israel and American deaths on his hand. So he put an end to him. Boom. So they haven't really gotten over it. They're still crying about it. So they're trying to kill him. But anyway, just since it was kind of related to crime in a way, yeah, they're trying to take him out too because they're not happy.
So you think we get that guy over here in the United States or what?
We got the 2 in the United States.
Yeah,
in custody.
but will Iran give up the other guy?
I don't know. The one in Iran's still on the loose, apparently. Now, of course, he's not on the loose. They know exactly where he is in Iran, but are they going to arrest him? Who knows? They're not our friends. Put it that way.
I'm going to say, I'll tell you right quick. If I was that guy's buddy, I wouldn't hang out with him.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
Lord, no.
no.
I
Especially
wouldn't be anywhere. Yeah, I wouldn't be
especially after January 20th or whenever the inauguration. Right after that, no.
Yeah.
Nor would I want to borrow Hamas's cell phone.
Yeah, no cell phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, just nothing. He's already had 3 meetings with Netanyahu about that war too. So it's just things are going to start happening quickly. But anyway, very happy about that. I hope the president stays safe. I hope they keep him safe. At least he's going to get the full Secret Service package now, as a president gets. So between that, his own security, and I was even thinking this, guys. On occasion, they give presidents military escorts when they're flying. F-15s.
yeah.
I think they would.
that already.
I don't know if he is, but he needs it. If he doesn't,
I don't
he
know if it
needs
was
to.
accurate or not, but they had F-16s or whatever flying beside of them.
Yeah, that's what he needs because they could take
Yeah.
those missiles out, those launched missiles from the ground. So anyway, just want to touch base on that since we were talking about the election. But yeah, very happy about it.
Yep.
Everybody's lives are going to improve exponentially over the next 4 years, whether you're a liberal or a Republican. It doesn't fucking matter.
Well, do you see the Dow the day that the election they announced?
1,400 points. 1,400 points up. Business likes Trump. Businesses like Trump.
I think the next day it went 1,800
How
up.
did he make billions of
The next
dollars?
day.
Businessman.
Business, yeah. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing.
Well,
And
that's the
did
thing
right
about it.
first time
He
did
runs
it.
the country like a business and not like a politician.
Right. And now that he's
And that's what they
incorporating,
hate about it.
incorporating Elon Musk, who's going to be in charge of even streamlining the government more like he did at X. Because remember at X, he cut out like 60% of the employees.
Yeah.
I hated to see him go, but we don't need him. We're not going to monitor people and ban people. We're just running X. So I don't need all these employees. He cut it by like 60% and saving all this money. He's going to come in and have some kind of do the expenses and the waste of government. He's going to come in and look at that and streamline that, while RFK is going to get all that processed shit out of our food. You know, the preservatives, the stuff that's illegal in Europe that we still put in our food.
Yeah.
RFK is going to start doing that, and he's going to work on vaccinations too. He's pissed off about that, about the kids and all the vaccinations, and how they're still pushing the COVID shots. We're not going down that hole, but they're still pushing the COVID shots now. Meanwhile, they're banned in all these other countries, and Bill Gates is being summoned to the Netherlands for a trial, a civil trial for COVID. Yep.
I didn't know that. Bill Gates is.
Yes, he has been. And you know why? Because of the damage the shots have done to people. Not me. That's not a conspiracy theory. That's a court case in the Netherlands. He has been subpoenaed.
All right, YouTube jail, here we come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's the FBI?
We've been doing so good too.
Again.
Yeah, I'm falling down my job, huh?
Yeah. That's
There
what I'm
you
talking
go.
about.
Hey,
Yeah,
we need to go in there and
better.
says, boom, boom, Facebook, Facebook.
yeah, Facebook jail. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. YouTube jail to you. But yeah. So.
Hey, one
anyway,
thing
good
I do
stuff
want to
coming.
thought you guys, while we're still on the political end of it, listening to talk radio, we listen to news radio a lot. Trump says one of the first things he's going to do is immigration. And he says, well, he's going to start with the gangbangers, the known felons, the people on the terror watch list, and they're going first. And then he's going to start working his way
Smart.
down.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the biggest mass
Deportation.
deportation. Thank you very much, Hound Dog. Yeah, of national history to get these people out of here.
Good.
Yep.
What's your thoughts are good on that? Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's great, especially because the great thing is he's starting with the people committing the crimes, right? Because hell, in half these states, like in New York, they're not locking them up anyway, right? They get a slap on the wrist. Remember those guys that jumped on the cops? They were out the same day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, ridiculous. So let's get rid of them as quickly as we can, and work our way down. And there's a shitload in here, guys. I mean, those gangs that took over those apartment complexes in Colorado, Aurora, right? Remember?
Oh yeah, the Venezuelan gang.
The Triano, whatever the hell that name is, the gang, Venezuelan gang, I think it was, right?
Yep.
All right. Well, there's
start with them.
supposedly sleeper cells in all the major cities now that came in through the border.
Oh, I'm sure they are.
Sure.
And I was watching
No
one
doubt.
podcast. Now I can't remember the guy's name. They're all retired Navy SEALs, those type people, and then they have all these head people coming in that just recently retired and can actually start talking about things now. And so they're waiting. And what they've been doing is, as long as the border's been open, they're waiting. Say, hey, let's get more people in here, get them trained up, get them stationed where they need to be, and we're going to keep infiltrating them until we can't anymore. And now they're shutting the borders down. Do you think we're going to see any repercussions of that? And they're going to actually start pulling the trigger on some of these groups to start attacking?
They could, because if
they
they
could.
don't, one thought could be they're going to have to do it now, because if they don't, they're going to get caught and they're going to get arrested and deported. So if they're going to do something, they got to do it before they get caught, if they're really committed. Or these guys like, oh shit, the jig is up, and now they just get the fuck out themselves. I mean, I don't know,
Yeah.
because I do know Mexico already broke up another. See, things are starting to happen because they just know what Trump did 4 years ago. That's the great thing about knowing Trump, because he was already president. We kind of know what he's going to do, right? He shuts the border down. He's against the. So Mexico just broke up a big band of caravan folks heading this way already. He's
Oh
not even
really?
in office.
I didn't hear that one.
Yep. There was a caravan
Excellent.
heading this way, and Mexico stopped them, broke them up, and sent them back the other way.
Good.
Oh,
Good.
good.
And he's not even in office. Like, you know what I mean? They just know
Yeah.
what's coming. They're just getting ahead of the curve. And it's smart. You're going to have to deal with this guy again for another 4 years, you know?
Yeah, hopefully Vance after that.
Yeah, hopefully Vance will be in there after that. Yeah. I saw somewhere where
Okay.
someone mentioned, did we mention it on here? A Vance and a Candace Owens ticket. Did you say that, Hound Dog? Was that you?
That could be interesting.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, Hound Dog might be having a little bit of problems.
Yeah, I think we lost Town Dog. I got a thing. He said his recording will start back here in a second. There he's back.
All right.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah,
Hey, we got you.
the Vance and Candace
Owens?
Owens. Yeah, absolutely, man. That they got my vote.
I would
Yeah, I mean,
have no
we-
problem with that whatsoever.
The
Yeah.
Republican bench is deep, guys. We got Vivek Ramaswamy. He seemed like
Yeah.
a pretty cool, pretty solid
Yeah.
dude as a
He
VP,
is.
maybe.
He
I
is,
look
yeah.
for him to,
DeSantis
I look for him to
in
put,
Florida.
Hey, guys, all I want to know is how come our phone's not ringing?
It just rang.
I say I'm too hard edged, even for Trump. I'm too hard edged. Yeah, yeah.
I could.
I got an unlisted number.
What's that though?
Yeah, I could honestly see him putting Charlie Kirk into something down the road.
Yeah, Kirk. Yeah,
Yeah.
Kirk's good too.
Or
Yeah.
what's the kid out of Florida? I think he's out of Florida. Shapiro.
Oh, Ben Shapiro.
I can see
Yeah.
him being involved in something.
Yeah, yeah. He did say this though.
Those guys
One good
are
thing.
sharp.
And again, I don't want to keep going because I know Slow's going to have a heart attack. But Mike Pompeo used to be in his administration, and so did Nikki Haley. And Trump said, "Thank you for your service to both those folks, but they will not be invited to be in my administration."
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's surprising
They're
about
not-
Nikki Haley.
They're not fucking around. Well, she talked a lot of shit during
Oh,
the
she,
election.
yeah, she did. But they got put that down past.
Yeah, yeah. But you got to have people that are with you in their heart, not just on the surface because
Yeah.
they have to.
You're right.
They have to now. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
You want solid soldiers with you. Anyway,
I totally understand that.
Yeah, you want loyal people.
Yeah.
who wants your agenda and going to push your agenda, not slow it down behind your back. You know what I mean? And I
Right.
think that's what happened in 2020. He had to trust people. Hey, this guy's solid. This guy's solid, and he had to take their word for it. And sometimes it wasn't good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because look how many people wrote books on him and say he's an asshole now, who were in his administration. You know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Those people just want to get there to write books. You know, get the inside scoop.
True.
So
Talk
Hey,
about
well,
burning,
with that said,
talk about
you know,
burning
these-
bridges.
Yeah, he kind of like goes in and cleans house, do what he wants to, just kind of like a new sheriff could do with his administration.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Christopher Wray, head of the FBI, said he's retiring in December.
Imagine that. Imagine that.
Well,
Christopher Wray sees the writing on the wall. He's getting the hell out of Dodge before he takes the oath. He's retiring. All of a sudden, Christopher Wray, FBI. Oh no, we do everything level, above board. There's no.
But we
I'm
still
retiring.
don't
in
know
December.
where that phone is.
Yeah. Let's wait. See if Hunter's laptop is still around when this is all done, and the Epstein list is still around. Let's see what happens with
it's
all
in
these
the
things
Potomac.
when Trump gets in office.
Hunter's laptop's in the
And
Potomac
Diddy's
somewhere.
list. Probably. Because when they lose control of the office, guys, all this shit's fair game. And last thing, I promise, if RFK is in his administration, do you think he'll finally release the JFK information? Who killed President Kennedy?
If it is not destroyed prior to him getting there.
I agree with that, Dobie.
They asked him about it. He says, "Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen some of it, but I was asked not to release it." And he was kind of like this. He goes, "But this time around, everybody who's been involved with it is either dead or gone. It won't affect anybody. I think I'm going to release it." That would be amazing.
I hope he does.
That
well,
would
that's
be amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, I
Good
tried to do
deal,
a segue into this sheriff thing. We got some local sheriff news, don't we?
we do have local sheriff news. So
Some good,
we
some
have
bad.
We have yeah, really. We have a sheriff here in Mecklenburg County. His name is Gary McFadden. He used to be a homicide detective, guys. You remember back when I was still copping too? He was the show was called I Am Homicide.
Yes, I remember
Does that
that
ring a
show.
bell?
Yeah, it's on one of those crime networks.
If anybody's wondering who I'm talking about, that's who I'm talking about. He was a homicide detective with CMPD. Then he got elected to sheriff. And I'm sorry to say he hasn't been doing a very good job. Rumor has it, and I think I've heard plenty of news stories on inmates dying in the jail, from whatever. But it's just a high amount, almost like supervision is not good, or the jail's not being run real efficiently. But people are dying for whatever drug use, this, that. And when asked about it, he would say, "Well, we're short." His excuses were short on people and stuff. So, like, I don't know. Anyway, one of his chief deputies resigned because of working for him was so just unprofessional, miserable type thing.
Oh, really?
And he publicized his resignation letter, and said some very put out some really damaging allegations against Gary McFadden, Sheriff McFadden.
And that's Mecklenburg County, North Carolina, right?
Mecklenburg County, North Carolina. Yep. And it's all in the news. It's Chief Deputy Kevin Canty. So Canty's just resigning, and he says, "I'm going to write this resignation letter and make it public because people need to know what's going on inside the sheriff's department because he's still there. He's been sheriff now for a while, for several years, and apparently it's real tight knit in there. And there's allegations, like I just said, but no one really knows. Well, here's somebody coming along and just airing out the dirty laundry." Some of the things, it's racial in nature. Now, Sheriff McFadden's a black guy who apparently doesn't mind defending blacks or whites because there were some things said against white folks and white employees, and I won't say them. I don't want YouTube to throw us in jail. And
we can't use those words.
I'm waiting for Slow to just have a heart attack if I say the other word. And some of the black folks being called the N-word in different forms and fashions, and this and that. Blah, blah, blah.
He's talking about on this. He was talking about employees.
Yes, he's talking to other employees and calling them these names, referring to them as this. You were, oh yeah, that's old Captain, blah 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 blah. Or, oh yeah, old Sergeant, he nothing but one of those type things.
Okay.
And there's recordings of it, and they were released to the news.
Oh.
The local news. So there's recordings of him saying this. Good on the button, Slow. Yeah. So there's recordings of it. So that's all sounds pretty legit. So he's in trouble. We'll see what happens. He seems to be able to dodge a lot of bullets, but because he's been elected again, and I don't know. It just seems like he doesn't really run a real tight. He put it this way: he had a sheriff's department car with the Mecklenburg County car, the new car, and he had a provocatively dressed black female laying on the hood of the car, and that was on the sheriff's page. I just don't think that's professional.
The sheriff's website?
No.
Yeah, I don't think that's professional.
No shit.
Almost like a hot rod, like those hot rod magazines where they sit a girl on the hood and she's dressed in a bikini.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what he did. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not professional at all.
Yeah, and that's supposed to be that's supposed to be okay.
That's 100% ego on his part.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
What do you mean?
So he just reminds me. I mean, because we still have our friend in New York City, Eric Adams. He's in trouble too. For all that campaign stuff going on. So he's in trouble up there too.
I hadn't heard much more about that, man. Is it still going on? They still talking about it?
They're not talking about it, but the investigation continues. You know how when it's a liberal guy, they kind of keep it on DL.
Yeah.
They'll mention it, but they won't. But
of course,
we'll see what happens there. But yeah, so that's kind of. But it's sad, guys, because that's the. For anybody who doesn't know, the sheriff is the head law enforcement official in the county. Like, he is it.
Oh yeah. People may not know the power he carries. Us as regular law enforcement officers cannot even stop and write him a ticket. We can't stop. He can run a red light for us. We can't even stop him.
Hello, Starlink.
Yeah. Whatever that was, I just heard bing bong. So I don't know what you said.
Am I still here? Can you hear me now?
Now I got you back. Yeah, Charlie Brown's teaching. We heard wah. Go ahead, Slow.
That was God censoring me.
Yeah, there you go. Did you have anything you want to repeat? Because we didn't hear
a lot more of it.
Yeah,
do a lot more of it.
Go ahead, Slow.
You're going to repeat it slow?
I'm good. I'm
Okay.
good. Go ahead.
Anyway, but that's it. So I just wanted to say, he's the highest law enforcement authority and it's just a shame. You think there'd be a little more professionalism there. Did 30 years with CMPD, homicide detective. He was in victim assistance. He gets elected to sheriff, and you just would hope he would lead it like Erwin Carmichael did. The other sheriff who was there. He was solid, dude, man. I trained under him with the, the fighting and stuff and the self-defense and all that. Erwin Carmichael was a really good sheriff, and he ran a really professional sheriff's department. And it's just a shame it has to be switched to something, and just all the stuff that's happening now. It's just, I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I'm just saying. Go ahead.
Yeah, talking about the sheriffs. I met the local sheriff here in Mitchell County, Donald Street, the other day. I went to renew my concealed carry, and they are working out of one room in the old elementary school here in the county. Yeah, because the office and stuff got flooded out.
Right.
But the whole sheriff office is in one room right now in the old schoolhouse.
And they're just running everything from there.
Yeah, he seemed pretty cool, pretty professional, pretty. You could tell he was in control. You can tell when he walks in, he's kind of like Salt was, Chief Salt with us, and Gaston.
Yeah.
You know he's in charge.
Awesome.
I'm trying to find that picture of that lady on that police car, but I don't see it on here. They must have taken it down.
Oh no, it got big controversy. This is back when he first got on, and they got the new. They did the new design.
Yeah.
For the car, and it was on. They were showing the picture was for the car design.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
On the sheriff's site, and had the chick laying on and then standing next to it, stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Just like it was a hot rod magazine or something. Just kind of tasteless tasteless. I'd be embarrassed to be part of that department if I saw that. People be like, "Yeah, I saw you." I'm like, Jesus Christ.
That's not kind of tasteless. That's very tasteless.
Let me ask you one question, Rod.
Yeah. Sir.
I'm not trying to go down a rabbit hole.
Okay.
What was his party affiliation?
Too late.
What was what?
What was his party affiliation?
Oh, yeah. He's a Democrat, of course. Yeah. I should say, of course. I mean, I like a chick in a bikini, too. Don't get me wrong. I mean, yeah. Guilty. But not on my police car in uniform. They probably frown on that, too, you know?
Yeah.
How many officers they got in trouble for stuff like that?
Anything like that. But nope. But when you're the top dog, you do whatever you want. Yep. But you're setting a bad example, right?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody sees what you're doing, including your deputies and your sergeants and your lieutenants. And
yeah. So what if your deputy does that and there's no recourse? You can't. You have no recourse in.
Or what if the deputy does the same thing and there is recourse, and they go, "How could you punish him when you didn't punish yourself? You did the same thing." So then there's hypocrisy.
Correct.
Yeah. No, it's just bad. It's bad taste. I don't like it. Because you're representing a bunch of people and you look like shit. I mean, that's just how it is. So, anyway, that's all I had to say about the sheriff. Yeah.
All right. Good deal. What else we got going on, guys?
Anybody got anything? What about the concealed carry? Dobie Dog, you heard something good about Trump trying to do something?
From my understanding, one of the things he's going to sign when he gets in is it's basically going to be a universal reciprocal concealed carry. So, if you have a concealed carry in Idaho, it's reciprocal in North Carolina or Alabama or Texas or wherever. They're all going to be reciprocal.
And when you say reciprocal, that means Idaho will honor Montana's concealed carry,
other states have no
vice versa.
They're supposed to honor any other state's concealed carry, because right now some of them don't. And I don't know all the specifics of who does and who don't. But it's supposed to be any state is supposed to honor the other state's concealed carry.
Because I'm telling you, when I drive home, go ahead, Slow.
How's that going to affect the constitutional carry? Like Tennessee just went to the constitutional carry.
Like we're constitutional carry too. So,
well, you had to define constitutional carry for people who don't know what you're talking about.
Basically means you do not have to. Correct me if I'm wrong, Slow, but it basically means you do not have to go get a permit to carry your concealed carry because the Constitution overrides the law.
Yeah, and I think
exactly right. Open carry. Isn't that what we're talking about?
No. You can Tennessee. You can conceal the weapon. I think the only drawback they've got in Tennessee is you can't be a convicted felon and or have violent crimes. I think it also including like domestic violence and stuff. Makes you exempt of the.
So you do need. So in Tennessee, you don't need a carry conceal. They have constitutional.
Correct. You do
carry.
Not. Correct.
Okay, but here we do.
Yes.
We need right, North Carolina.
Alabama's constitutional carry.
Oh, so you don't need anybody can conceal a weapon in Alabama as well without a concealment
felony and all that kind of jazz.
Gotcha. But here, well, what I'm used to is like when I used to drive home to New York from North Carolina, the different states you'd go through, it changes. Yeah. One state will like it, will be reciprocal, as we say. Reciprocal just meaning they honor my permit. But then when you get to New York, you get caught and get locked up. I mean, I was a cop, so I wouldn't get locked up. But you could get locked up if you were just a citizen with a gun in your glove box or somewhere else, you know. New York's just off the chain. So is California. So I don't know how that's going to work because, as you know, guys, I mentioned this in the pre-podcast meeting. There's federal law and there's state law. We all know that.
Yeah.
And what my problem is, it seems like states can disobey federal law whenever the hell they want, and there's no repercussions. My example is sanctuary cities. Sanctuary cities exist. That means we're not going to enforce immigration law, federal immigration law. That's what they're telling the feds. The states are. So Gavin Newsom in California is saying to the feds, and the feds are doing nothing about it. And New York's doing the same thing, right? And they're doing nothing about it. So my point is, to go back to what we were talking about, if Trump signs something or passes something that says it's a federal reciprocation agreement, all states, all Americans who are allowed to have a weapon are allowed to carry it concealed anywhere, anytime, all over the country. And I don't know some states, or if all states will go along with it because of just what they do with like this sanctuary city shit. You know, they won't work with ICE to deport people. Why would they say, okay, you know, they pull over slow and he's got a gun. Hey, Trump said, well, we don't value that. And then all of a sudden you're in court and you're being charged by the state and not the feds. Now, do the feds come and help you? Like, I don't think so. All of a sudden you're getting charged at the state court.
So do you think the federal government could withhold federal fundings to these states on certain
That's what Trump
levels?
does. That's what Trump does.
Yeah.
That's what he's going to do. California's now you pulled me back in a little bit, so I'm going to just say Trump's already saying, I'm just saying, California's already Trump-proofing their state to protect him from doing things that they say they don't want him to do. Sanctuary city, green initiatives like you can't have a fucking gas stove, shit like that. Like he's getting ready to smash all that stuff, and they're going to already fight him, of course, like they did for the other 4 years. They're going to fight him on that. So I don't know, Slow, what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah,
it will be.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, so speaking of California, though, you see what they passed? They had a amendment to the voting where I'm not going to sound intelligent about that, like everything else, but they voted to have more stricter laws, you know, kind of laid out, kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? The liberal judges can't deviate from the law now. If they say if you rob a bank, you get 12 years, you get 12 years. A liberal judge now can't go back and give them something less. So they voted that into law.
Right. So the sentence already built into the crime.
Yeah. Along that same guy, I'm not sure if exactly what, you know, I'm paraphrasing, but the Californians actually voted that into state law. That's funny because, you know, Democrats still overwhelmingly have California in their grasp. So that must be because of the high crime, I guess. Is that right? The crime? Well, it is exactly what it's called, the high crime and the leniency on the criminals once charged.
Because I'm saying Democrats would have had to vote that in because they're all Democrat lawmakers. Like 75% of California's Democrat lawmakers, 25 Republicans. So Democrats would have to vote that in. So if that's been voted in, that means Democrats voted to make tougher sentences for criminals, which would be, wow.
I think they're getting tired. You know, it's like the whole nation's getting tired. That's why everything's so red. They're getting so tired of all the violent crime.
And you wonder how they didn't see that coming. Yeah, how do you not see that coming? You let them do crime. You don't punish them. You don't think it's going to get worse and worse. Like, where did they think this is a good idea years ago when they started this shit? That Prop 9, that if you steal under $950 worth of shit, you don't go to jail. Like, who doesn't think that's not a bad idea? Like, it's terrible. Yeah. That's why Walgreens, like I've said before on the show, Walgreens, all their stores are out of San Francisco, gone, because that more shit walks out the door than gets paid for. Yeah. So they left. How is that good for San Francisco or any place up there?
And then they want to blame.
Like Walmart. That's like Walmart. I can't remember the actual dollar figure now because it's been some time ago. But if it's under not over a certain amount, they won't even prosecute you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I tell you,
$950, guys. We're talking. You can go in and steal like, I mean, $950 worth of shit. Wow, that's a lot.
Well, I tell you, and the funny thing about Walmart in Gastonia, we have one on the east end, on the west end. The west end is where our higher crime is. They used to be open 24 hours. They started closing at, I think, what was it, 11 or midnight there, Hound Dog?
Yeah, I think it's.
When they did,
I think it's midday, which was stupid on their part.
Yeah, I think they started closing about midnight.
When they closed, the crime rate on the East End Walmart skyrocketed.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
There was one case. We had a call one time for the Walmart on the West End, and this was before they started locking it up. Some guy had a pallet, a full pallet he hadn't put out yet. So he leaves to go to the bathroom or something and leave the pallet.
You're talking about like a pallet of product, some type of...
Yeah, that's what I'm getting ready. That's the whole. That he had a pallet of baby formula. Because you notice they lock that stuff up because of this stuff like this. It's a high. It's a very
High dollar.
There's a lot of that stolen. So he leaves temporarily, comes back and the whole pallet is gone, and somebody walked out the store with the whole pallet. Baby
Isn't that
formula.
crazy?
Wow.
And I tell you, up here,
Market somewhere.
the baby formula is not locked up. It's sitting right by the exit door. It's unbelievable, the difference between here and Gastonia.
Yeah.
And Gastonia's locked up. You got to get a key to get it.
Yeah.
And it
I live
wasn't
on that west.
originally.
I go to that west.
After
I go to
that,
that
they
west end
start locking it
Walmart.
up.
So yeah. But so anyway, yes. I mean that'd be shocking, but I guess it gets so bad. You know, it always makes me put a smile on my face when like a city councilman or a someone like that gets carjacked. And I know you say, "Oh, that's so mean." Well, no, not really, because when they put these laws out to let these people just not even have to put up post bail. And when I'm a victim, they don't give a shit. They just release them right away. It's nice to see these people become victims. I don't want to see anybody get hurt, but it's nice to see them see the raw side of crime, not
Or
just
better
have to.
yet,
And how it
not just
changes their
reading it.
mind.
Yeah, when you're a victim,
Exactly.
when you get assaulted as an officer, they do the same thing.
Sure, yeah. So I just think sometimes it's good when they get a dose of them. And I guess California's kind of fed up with it a little bit. They
That's
might have
like-
been trying to do it too, guys, because before the election though, they might have been trying to do it before the election so they can get
sure
votes
they were.
too.
I'll
Yeah.
give you,
Yeah,
I'll give you
you're
an
right.
example of that, kind of what we're talking about, Rod. You know, you remember back in, like, I believe it was 2016, when, I know you remember it slow, but you probably remember it too, Rod and Reg. When Tim Burkeen, the Shelby County officer, got murdered.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yep.
So the guy's convicted, first degree murder. Tim sees him and they sees he's wanted for felony warrants. Goes to arrest him. When he tries to arrest him, he gets in a struggle, and he tells Tim, "If you don't let me go, I'm gonna kill you." Pulls a revolver and shoots him here, and he goes down there and kills him.
Well,
Life in prison. All I got.
That's a good point you bring up. Now, I'm wondering how our listeners feel about it too. What do you feel about? And I've heard both ends of the argument. Cop killers. Somebody shoots a cop, kills a cop, convicted of that. Death penalty, automatic death penalty. What's
If
your
they're going
thoughts?
to do that, then they'll shoot anybody else. And I will tell you this too.
That's a good point.
That happened in September. That following January, February, we were in the jail, the Gaston County Jail. They wanted a sweep of the pods because they wanted the dogs to come through there and look for dope. They think somebody's bringing dope in the jail. So I was working. We took Matt Willis, one of my canine officers, Matt Willis and Mike Lewis, another canine officer, and several of our street crime guys to go over there and help. So we go and they bring all the inmates out, and I see this one guy, like, he's looking at me. He looks really familiar, but I can't place him. And I see everybody giving this guy a high five in the jail, like he's the man. And I hear them say, "Well, why are all the officers around him?" The other inmates said he killed one of theirs, and it clicked. Like, that's Fenner. That's the guy that murdered Burkeen. So they go to his jail cell. They're not supposed to have pictures in their cell. He had pictures of his family. He had a newspaper clipping. This is like 4, 5, 6 months later of the article about Tim Burkeen taped up on his wall.
And is that the officer who was shot?
That was the officer that he murdered. So the guy that was charged with the murder, waiting trial, has a newspaper clipping of the officer he murdered. You think he has any remorse?
no.
So
hell
I
no.
see him sitting there, and he looks at me, and he looks at me as cold as he could be. He did not care. They tore the pictures off the wall. He come unglued.
Good.
And I looked at him 3 or 4 feet away. He looked at me, and we locked eyes. There's no doubt in my mind, if he ever had a chance, he will do it again.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
And he was just one of the coldest people I've ever seen in my life.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And so,
Well,
yes, he should get the death penalty.
The thing that you said that rings with me and that listeners should realize, when a suspect will kill a policeman, he'll kill anybody.
Oh yeah.
If he's not afraid to kill a cop, he's not afraid to kill a husband, wife, and kid and children. So that's somebody you really need to be afraid of.
Yeah.
You know, so I think I'm an eye for an eye kind of guy when it comes to that. You take a life, and we're sure about it, and it's murder, and it's, you know, death penalty should be considered, period. But for a police officer trying to enforce the law, I think it should hold more weight because of that fact.
Yes, I agree.
Absolutely.
That's just my opinion. But I'm
Yeah, and our
biased,
listeners,
but I'm-
you know, key in or leave some comments about that. If you know how you feel, either yay or nay against that. Death penalty for cop killers. Period.
Here's the thing.
Nothing else on the table. There's nothing.
We will never do it again.
Yeah. You know, and like the guy who killed Daniel Faulkner, you guys familiar with that back in the 80s? Abul Jamal, I forget his name. He killed Daniel Faulkner back in the 80s, a Philadelphia police officer.
Yeah.
He's the guy that's been got the death penalty, then had 3 different appeal type things, convicted each time. Susan Sarandon, all these Hollywood elites, Ben and Jerry's. The reason I don't eat Ben and Jerry's ice cream is
Ben
because
Jerry.
they gave to the defense fund for Abdul Jamal, this guy who killed Daniel Faulkner, shot him in the face. So he was convicted, and now he got the death penalty taken off after he had his appeals, but he's still locked up, and he's just living off our dime. I mean,
If they're on death row, $10,000 a year is what it costs the taxpayers per
Here's
inmate.
the other thing.
Daniel
too,
Faulkner's dead, guys. Daniel Faulkner's been dead since 1981, and this guy's still
the other
living.
thing, too.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Those
They had
people
him
that-
talking. I'm sorry, Dope. They had him talking at a commencement for a university. They satellite fed it in, so he was the special speaker at a
cop.
university's graduation.
A cop killer.
Yes, from his jail cell. They satellited it in because he wrote a couple books
All
in there. You know how they become. You know how they become all smart and all educated.
My
and all this shit?
my question on that, Rod, is why the hell did the sheriff let that happen? Or the prison warden or wherever the hell he's
They
at.
got because they have access. I'm sorry, they have access to computers. They have all these rights. They sue for all these rights.
And the thing about it is, like the books he wrote, anything that he made profit should go to the victim's family. They should not
Yeah,
be
I
able to
don't catch
profit
on.
off any of that at all.
I didn't catch a lot of that, Dope. Slow.
I didn't either.
Yeah, me either.
All right.
Okay,
So
folks,
just went off what you're saying, Rod. The rights. I saw a documentary. This was a long time ago. It was probably 20 years ago, and they were talking about all the rights that prisoners have.
Right.
They have a right to a law library, and they have a right to sue. And at the time, the interview they were doing, Roy Cooper was his state attorney general, and he was on the Nightline or something. And they had told how much money they had to spend on frivolous lawsuits. They'd have people suing because they didn't get chunky peanut butter instead of creamy peanut butter.
Yeah.
Holy
Oh yeah.
crap.
Hell, I had a guy who sued because in Mecklenburg County, he sued because his religion said he needed to be taught martial arts, and they brought a karate instructor in to teach him martial arts.
What religion is
They
that?
had one. They had one on this one.
The
They said the guy sued-
bullshit from hell fucking religion. I don't know.
The kung
They had
fu,
one
the
on
kung
this
fu religion.
particular
Yeah.
one where the guy sued because he couldn't continue his couldn't maintain his income from prison, and his
Right.
income was selling drugs. So he thought he could sell drugs. Should be allowed to sell drugs from prison.
Wow.
And also diets too. The Muslim prisoners sue sometimes to get their diets changed, to certain foods.
Yeah.
They have their prayer rugs. West, they can pray and I don't want to sound like a hard ass, but you're in freaking prison because you did some shit you shouldn't do. Why are you entitled to your rights? Why? Why? Like, why are you supposed to have everything I can have? I didn't commit a crime,
You're put in prison to lose some of the rights and punishment.
It's supposed to be uncomfortable. It's supposed to not be. It's not supposed to be good.
How about
You're
just
supposed
say
to
He
suffer
don't
a
wanna
little
come
bit.
back.
concrete
Right.
bed, no
Right.
windows, and cell
Yeah.
doors?
Yeah, I don't know. Why the internet? You think that's a good idea? How about for stalkers? Is that a good idea to give them internet access? I don't know. Can they reach out to their victims?
Well,
and reoffend?
Oh,
I mean,
I wonder how often that happens. How often does somebody that's convicted of a crime reach out to their victims through the internet, through the
Yeah.
jails?
think about that. And getting their diets changed and everything. You're lucky you're eating. Like I don't know. It's just.
Well, the problem is we went from punishment to rehabilitation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
too much.
you're right.
There's too
Yep.
much emphasis on rehabilitation and getting them back into society rather than punishing them. And it's just, how many times have we said it on the show?
See,
guys?
they're in
It's like
prison
a-
to
it's like a
remove
child.
them from society.
Right. It's like a child. You tell a child not to
And
do
it should
something,
be,
and they
that's
do it
just-
again. There's got to be a punishment to them. If there's no punishment, they keep doing that thing. Unless it's like a hot stove. Then they learn the first time. Why? Because there's some
It's
pain
hot.
involved.
Yeah.
Pain
I don't
complaint.
want to go back to prison.
I don't want to burn my hand again. I don't want to burn my hand again, so I'm not going to touch that stove ever again, Dad. Hey, you learned your lesson, son. Hate you had to burn your hand, but you learned, right?
Yep.
I don't know. It's different than then touching the stove when it's cold. Why can't I touch it? Well, when it gets hot, it'll burn you.
Yeah.
They touch it when it's hot. They learn real quick.
One
You
and
know?
done. They'll be one
and
and done.
done. Exactly right.
Yep.
But anyway, I got something else I was going to mention, you guys. It really, because because of slow situation up there with the storm and everything, and getting everything knocked out. Well, I'm kind of a news junkie. I kind of follow shit. So it appears that FEMA, who of course is our federal emergency management people who go and help Slow and the folks up there in the mountains and after disasters and all that. Well,
Yeah. How'd that work out?
yeah. Well, I don't want to bash him. I don't know. Slow probably could talk more than me, but I just want this one thing drove me crazy. I don't understand how politics can be so infectious to people that it makes them do shit and take it personally. Like when Joe Biden won in 2020, I didn't like it. But all I did was called my financial advisor, made some changes to my 401k, did this, did that, tried to inflation proof my life, right? You just move on, right? You just keep going. Well, this person was in charge of a crew, a FEMA crew, the type of folks that go up and help Slow and all people affected by the hurricane, or in Florida or wherever. This happened to be in Florida after Hurricane, Milton, right? Yeah, Hurricane Milton. Lake Placid, Florida. She literally put out a document to her folks to, when they're going door to door to see what people need and all that, to avoid Trump supporting homes. If they saw a Trump supporting sign or flag or an indication that they were a Trump supporting citizen, to avoid the home.
Really?
Not a conspiracy theory, nothing. It's all over the news. You can Google it.
Yeah, they should be prosecuted for that.
Yep, and she was literally fired. But Dina Criswell put out a statement saying there's more than 22,000 FEMA employees every day adhere to FEMA's core values and are dedicated to helping people before, during, and after disasters, often sacrificing their time and own families to help disaster survivors. But this one person that went out and they had to go back through Lake Placid. Again, how much of a delay was this, right? If they did do this, in fact, happen, but they had to go back through there and see if they missed anybody with the FEMA help. The one thing I can say is the person was fired, let's see, Marion Washington had ordered disaster relief workers to bypass home of Trump supporters. She got fired, which is justice, right? So I'm good with that. But you would even think, like Slow said, what if they passed over a house where somebody was in distress, and if they would have got to them a day or two earlier, they were alive, and since they didn't, now they're dead. I mean, I don't know, but they're investigating right now, and I just thought that was egregious, man. That was egregious.
I hope they charge her ass with all kinds of shit.
I hope so too, man. That's egregious, man.
Yeah.
Telling people not just because of the way they vote.
Yeah.
My whole neighborhood. I'm the redheaded stepchild in my neighborhood. Everybody's liberal here. I'm conservative. I'm conservative with government. You guys know that, right? But I'm liberal with my social policy. I don't care if you smoke dope. Knock yourself out. I don't care if you have sex with a man, woman. I don't care about all that stuff. I stay out of
Just
your life.
don't do it on my doorstep.
Right, and don't try to pass laws about your fucked up lifestyle and make me live by it. I don't like that. But do what you want in your own house. Do what you want as long as you're not breaking the law and you're not affecting me. I don't care what you do. So I'm pretty liberal that way.
No, I agree with you totally.
I want the government to stay out of my business. That's all. And that's why I'm conservative.
No, I agree 100%.
Anyway, so I just wanted to mention that about FEMA, man. But she got fired. She got her justice a little bit. So I was happy to see that. But I couldn't imagine, man. She would have passed up your house, Slow, if she knew.
Man.
She was up there
went
shooting out
round
mountain
by.
there. She went right to your neighbor's house and gave you the Dobie finger. Give him the Dobie finger.
Yeah,
Let's see your finger.
that's a
Dobie.
story too.
There it is.
Yeah, there's not a Trump sign up here, but I do fly the police flag.
Yeah, oh
Well,
yeah.
Thin blue line on it.
They'll
Well,
skip
screwed
right
that
over you.
Yeah,
Skip
yeah.
right over you.
They'll associate you with that. That's like you being a Cripper or Blood, the same shit. You know,
Yeah.
your flying colors. Yeah. But
Correct.
yeah, I just wanted to mention that.
I'll tell you, man, you're talking about the relief stuff. Just to touch back on the storm here again, man. I tell you, I had the opportunity to go down to, and I found out I was pronouncing it wrong. I was saying Pensacola. It's Pensacola up here. Pensacola, Cattail, and Relief. Little small communities up here in the mountains.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, brothers, it almost brought me to tears. I'm telling you, it is unbelievable.
Wow.
It's like an atomic bomb hit, man. It's unbelievable. People's houses are gone. And there's still people, man. This is, a month later. Still people just standing there, just kind of like in shock, just standing there looking at everything. It's just, I was speechless.
We just went.
I don't want to go back and see it. That's just how bad it was. I don't want to go back and see it. That's how bad those people's got it.
Wow.
We rode up to Blowing Rock today just to spend a Sunday afternoon and to go spend some money up there. Blowing Rock didn't get, Blowing Rock's fine. And we went through Boone, and it looked okay too. But man, what a difference! Because we like to go up in the fall. The wife likes to look at the leaves changing. The leaves.
What leaves?
Right. It was fucking.
Yeah, no leaves up here.
Yeah, and trees down everywhere. Like those big hills where there's trees, they're all laid down. Like something came through and just knocked them down. So I just couldn't imagine. But we didn't have any problems or anything because Boone was fine, and so was Blowing Rock, and we had lunch and everything there. But man, I look at these houses on the mountains, like where Slow lives, guys, and I look at I'll be driving, I look at a house up there, and I go, 130-mile-an-hour winds blowing on that house. They're on a hill. Are they waiting for a mudslide to come down from 1,000 feet above? Are they waiting to get blown down the mountain? I can't imagine the stress of that storm on some folks,
man,
especially the way their houses were placed. You know what I mean?
It's funny here on Shootout. I had the ideology of how the houses were laid out all differently because all the trees are down now. If I go outside at night, you can see the lights from all the houses.
Yeah, you
It's
can see
just
straight through
phenomenal.
now.
Yeah, you see where it's crazy.
Somebody made a joke. You all got $1,000 views now.
Oh,
$1
million views! I'm telling you, everybody's got great views now.
Yeah, I'm not trying to make.
No, it is. That's a joke up here, man. You couldn't pay for the views we got now.
Yeah. So, anyway.
But I'll take what we got hit with here on Shootout. 29 days without power, but I'll eat that like candy compared to what these people were. I've seen the other day, man. There's no coming back from it. There's no coming back.
Yeah.
Wow. Man, that's
Dude,
sad.
God bless him.
Yeah.
All right, man. It's a way to bring something down, huh?
Hey, Rod, don't you have a video clip you want to kind of play for the people tonight?
Okay. So, we're going back a little bit the other way, Slow. Bear with me, brother.
It's gonna be worth it.
Yeah, this is one of Donald Trump's attorneys talking to Letitia James. Letitia James is one of the attorney general up in New York prosecuting Trump on one of those bullshit charges. And this is his message to her. Because, you're not allowed to prosecute a sitting president, and the cases were all crap anyway. Well, this is her attorney. This is one of his attorneys who has represented him before. And
Trump.
Yeah, Trump. And this is his message to Miss James. I'm just going to hold it up for the folks. I'm just holding my phone up to the microphone so you guys can just hear his wording, just to see the attitude we have coming in 2025 with President Trump.
Let me just say this to Big Tish James, the New York Attorney General. I dare you. I dare you to try to continue your lawfare against President Trump in his second term. Because listen here, sweetheart, we're not messing around this time. And we will put your fat ass in prison for conspiracy against rights. And I promise you that. So think long and hard before you want to violate President Trump's constitutional rights or any other American's constitutional rights. It's not going to happen again.
You what? And he also, I won't play the whole thing, but when I listened to the podcast, he listed the statute, the federal statute he would charge her under and put her in prison. Man. And he says,
not her fat ass.
Her fat ass.
Total and utter disrespect. One, she's a black female and she's really heavy, right? Yeah. So he's disrespecting.
We can say fat on here. We're not politically
misogyny, right? And
man.
fat body shaming. I mean, he did it all. I'll put your fat. He called her sweetheart. He didn't call her
Yeah.
Attorney General James. He said, "Listen here, sweetheart. Yeah,
Put your fat ass
we'll
in
put
prison.
your fat ass in prison because we're not playing that game this time." So,
Oh, well,
yeah.
good for him,
gonna
man.
knock on
Good
her
for
door?
him.
man, I love it.
Good for us.
I just
Freedom
like
of
him
speech.
fighting
Trump.
back.
Slow.
I just
That's
like
freedom
him
of
fighting
speech.
back.
Slow.
Freedom of
Fighting
speech at its finest.
Yeah.
Slow. Who's gonna knock on her door?
Yeah.
I just switched back to her soundboard to her.
Yeah, okay. Well, never mind.
Yeah.
Timing
Slow
is
on the
everything.
button.
Timing is everything.
Yeah,
Right,
don't
better
do
late
that.
than never.
FBI, open up!
That's probably our favorite button.
That is our favorite.
Yeah, it is.
because we're always walking a thin line. There's a few other things going on, guys. We're about at the 55 mark. You want me to fit one more in here, guys?
Yeah, throw one else. Then I want to talk about Dopey Dog's injury.
Oh, WDO Ninja. That's right. Okay, just real quick, we have Paris had to deploy 4,000 police officers to the France-Israeli soccer match. It's all anti-Semitic shit. They're all killing and stabbing Jews all over Europe, apparently. A stabbing spree in London market leaves 2 dead, 1 injured. And the German vice chancellor over there wants to censor Elon Musk's X after Trump's victory. They're not happy because they think the freedom of speech that America affords us over here with X and what Elon Musk's allowed. Could you imagine if he didn't buy X? It would have still been Twitter. We might not have won this election.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're
Because
right.
we wouldn't have known the truth about stuff. So they don't like it. So they're trying to censor them like they do in Germany. They lock people up in Germany for praying outside of abortion clinics. That's where they're at right now. You know what I'm saying? That's what Germany's doing. And they did it in England too. Anyway, those types of things, guys, make me just want to say that this is the greatest country in the world. And I can't stand when people badmouth this country and they're here badmouthing. It's like the only reason you can badmouth this country is because you live in this country. If you did any of this kind of shit talking over in these other countries, you'd be hanging upside down being beat with a rubber hose, you idiot. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why it's the greatest country in the world, you know? And, you know, it doesn't matter who's president. It's still the greatest country in the world. We just want to try to keep it that way. And it's simple. Our documents, right? Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, Bill of Rights, right? We've made mistakes, but we fixed them with the Bill of Rights. Like, we are the youngest, greatest country ever, period.
Yeah.
No one can argue that.
You're right.
When we have a disaster, we help ourselves. When someone else has a disaster, we go help them.
We help them too, yeah.
We're like the police of the world with a 911. You know, and now
Yeah.
Trump's back in town. He's like the sheriff of the world.
Yeah, you're
Good
right.
times coming, man. Good times coming. We just got to keep that man alive. But
That's right.
that's all I wanted to say.
Well, keeping somebody alive. Dopey Dog, what happened? Dopey Dog is.
Show your finger, damn it. Show your finger again.
Hell, it's his whole damn hand.
Oh, my God. He's got it all bandaged up.
All right, now for our audio side, you're holding up your hand. You're all bandaged up. Looks like you're giving everybody the finger.
Right. Is one
Just you,
finger.
Slow.
Now, is
think
that
he's-
your left hand? So you're right-handed, right? So it's not affecting
Yeah.
your gun hand.
Yeah, correct. I'm good on this one.
All right. Tell the story,
What
Dopey
happened?
Dog.
So I turned to go towards a door.
Well, wait a minute. Where are you at?
I was at an office building. So I go to turn to push the door open, and I wasn't looking, and I pushed beside the door, and it was the glass. And the glass shattered.
You put your big mitt through the glass, huh?
Pretty much, yeah.
Cut
I
your
pushed
hand.
it like I was going to push the door. So
Right. What kind of damage you do?
Yeah, you told us like a 35-minute story. Now you're going to just say like a little 5-second clip there?
We need another minute and 12 seconds, okay? Can you do that?
The damage was he shattered the
9,
glass.
8, 7, 6. Come on, Dub. Another minute 5.
anyway, they got to do something on this middle finger because it's lacerated the ligament.
Oh, ligament. I got you. And what'd you do to your leg?
I got some stitches in it, but nothing crazy. I mean, it looked like it was bad at the beginning, but
Some
it's not.
stitches.
From the
nothing
same, from the
crazy.
same
Yeah.
instant, right?
Just clipped an artery. Nothing, no big deal.
It sounds like a glass bomb went off in your face, my friend. That's what I'm saying. It's cutting your leg,
I
cut your
replayed it in
head.
my mind, and I see that stuff falling in front of my face. I was like, oh.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Somebody
glass.
higher than me was watching out for me.
Hey,
Yeah,
hey, Dopey
glass
Dog,
cutting
did you
No
cry?
other way around it.
Yeah.
There's no other way around it. So,
Yeah. Glass cutting, any kind of cutting, knife. I'd rather be shot than knife. But, ugh. Getting cut like those. And those paper
I'll
cuts.
I'll send y'all some pictures. I'll send y'all pictures on the group text of the glass.
Yeah, I'm gonna see it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, man, you
see
told
it.
a
I'll see a
very
handle cut.
elaborate story off the air in the pre-podcast meeting. Then you give us a 5-second clip here on the air.
Yeah, I broke some
All
glass,
right.
cut my finger.
Guys, we are at that time.
Off there was an ambulance involved. There was a stretcher.
Oh, yeah.
Stretcher.
Yeah. Yes, I was driven an ambulance. So they would not let me
See, we
drive.
left all that out.
Yeah, he becomes a man of few words on there.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Slow.
All right, with the time, guys, any special shouts? Any
Yeah.
Yes, you guys got to. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Hound.
No, this is just the one I'm gonna try to do every week. But go ahead with yours.
I just want to say, you guys, I keep meeting people who know you guys, and now they know me through the podcast. Heather, Heather
Costner.
Costner, yep, and Tammy Wade, who knows you guys from policing. And one found me at a restaurant and saw me and says, "Hey, you're so-and-so." I'm like, so I'm becoming famous through you guys. Another one, I'm doing yard work in my yard, and a F-150 drives by, stops, and backs up. And there's Miss Tammy.
you think he's getting a bit drive-by?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I put my hand on my hip, and I kind of bladed. But it was Tammy Wade. Yeah. So she said, "Yeah, I know Slow, and I know Reggie and all that." So I thought I'd give them a shout out because it sounds like they're listeners, and if they're listening, thanks for saying hi. And yeah, if you see me again, stop, we'll have a drink or something, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Hound Dog alluded to it. Tammy Wade used to work the front desk at the Gastonia Police Department Records or something
Yeah.
for the longest time.
Very nice
yeah.
lady.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, you're famous, man. You're welcome.
I'm telling you.
Thank you, guys. I'm riding your coattails. Appreciate it.
Looks like we're gonna have to start riding yours.
What was your shout out, Hound Dog?
Yeah, my shout out, of course, is a good friend Jerry Millwood on his series he's got going on TikTok. It's called "The Strange and Unexplained Phenomena on the South Mountains of North Carolina." Episode number 2 drops tonight, Sunday. I think it's going to do it every Sunday. The name of this episode is "It's Watching Us." So be sure to tune in on TikTok to Jerry Millwood's Strange and Unexplained Phenomena of the South Mountains, North Carolina.
We'll do it.
Yeah, he's been on the podcast twice, and he's coming back, I think, maybe to promote the TikTok thing, so it'll be good.
Yeah, it's a cool deal. As soon as we get off here, I'm going to watch it.
There you go.
Yeah, I tell you, man, my shout outs to the first responders up here, man, with this storm. It's still going on. It's kind of died down the news, but, man, it's still going on full blast. Still a lot to do up here. The linesmen, the electrical guys, man, they're all heroes. Appreciate you being here. And we hadn't said drink Boone's Bourbon in a long time, man. Go out and find you a bottle of Boone's Bourbon. Support the cause.
I got a bottle back here somewhere back there.
Mine, I just saw this today, but today is the official birthday of the United States Marine Corps.
That's true.
Not a
Yeah, it
Marine,
is.
but shout out to those boys. They go to hell.
Yeah,
Hey, see,
yeah.
the Semper
Shout
Fi
out to the-
stuff, right? Semper
to the
Fi.
Marine Corps.
There you go. There you
Yeah.
go.
Oh, one more thing. Ancient Age, I give it a 7.5 on the scale.
Daily drinker. Zero's worst thing in the world. 10's
Yes.
the best thing in the world. And
It'd
7's a
be
daily
a
drinker.
10 on Buck's list because it's 550.
yeah.
and damn
Yeah,
high.
you're right. But it's excellent pour.
Yeah.
All right, if you like what you seen, you like what you hear on either side here, on the audio and video side, man, hit that like button, subscribe button, let us know. Give us some shout out in the comments. Let us know. We
He's
do
saying
answer
hit the
the
like and subscribe
Subscribe
button, folks. You
buttons. Yeah,
can't hear him.
we appreciate
hit the like
that.
and subscribe button, yeah.
You
Shoot
can't-
out
you
now.
can't hear
Cutting
me?
out. Starlink. Starlink, come in. Starlink.
All right. Yeah, Mr. Musk, you got a little bit of working to do.
Demon Monk, Scotty.
All right, drink responsibly, please. Don't drink and drive.
Charlie Brown's teacher's on the air again. Just cut it slow.
Hey, this is the best part of the podcast.
Just cut it slow. Cut it. You slow death.
Anything on
stopping it.
PTSD there, Hound Dog?
I'm cutting it.
I don't. Whatever you say, Steve. I don't know what.
All right. This has been a Studio 77 production.
There you go. We got.